Hello, lovely beans. I come to you this week with a question, something that has been coming up a lot with my clients, and I always like to think that when subjects repeat themselves, that's a request from the world for me to address it on a larger scale. So here I am with you with a question. How do you think about recovery or rest? What are your thoughts around it? Are they helpful, or do you feel a sense of guilt? Do you feel like you're not allowed? Do you feel that permission is required? It's really good for you to have an idea of how you think about other people when they're resting, right? So if you have a lot of stuff on and you walk past somebody who's maybe reading a book or looks like they're taking it easy, maybe this is in the workplace, perhaps this is in your home, what is your initial response to them? Do you think they should be doing something? Are you maybe jealous? I know that's something I used to feel. I'm like, man, I would love to be at a place in my life where I could just sit and do what I wanted to while people were busy all around me. That was an aspiration of mine. What qualifies as rest to you? I like to think that rest is one thing and resting is another. So I can go for a walk, or I can be walking. I could sit on the sofa and be still, or I could be sitting on the sofa. I could be thinking about all manner of things in the world. I could be distracted, I could be overwhelmed, or I could be thinking. So adding that ing for me is the measure between an act and an intention. So I can sit on the sofa. Oftentimes I sit on the sofa without ever thinking about it. But if I am sitting on the sofa, there's intention. I am deciding to sit. There is a reason that I'm doing it. When I used to think about rest or resting, for the longest time, I thought that if it wasn't a spa or a massage or something that I had attributed in my head to somebody having time away, time off, that it didn't count. And since I didn't like either spas or massages, I wasn't entitled to that, right? I didn't get to rest. But how I think about rest now, how I think about recovery, how I invest in myself has changed hugely over the years. For me, rest, recovery, investing in myself, seeing a human that I love counts. Looking at art counts. Listening to music counts. Every wheezy, heart and belly felt chuckle of laughter counts towards my rest and my recovery. And honouring my decisions as an act counts towards my rest and my recovery. This last one has been most significant over the last year, where every step I take closer to me has amplified every intentional act of recovery that I make. So looking at a postcard that a friend has sent me from their holidays, suddenly I feel recharged. Admiring my favorite chairs. If you're watching this on YouTube rather than listening, you'll see behind me I have a Wishbone CH24, if you're particularly interested. Looking at that chair, admiring that chair, gives me a calm, serene space inside. That counts as rest and recovery. Hearing my son sing a song that he's made up, or hearing the beat of my dog's tail on the floor as she dreams, these things count. They all have a different quality when I see that connecting to the things that I care about right here, right now, in this present moment is an act of self-love. Each small act of recovery, in this way, it attaches me to the truth of what matters to me. It attaches me to what I choose to honour in myself. And because of that, it's quantum. one act of intentional recovery, walking as opposed to going for a walk, is at least, in my opinion, 100 of the same unit of time spent in numbing, even if the behavior is the same. For example, watching TV. Let's think about that. If I'm watching TV, it could be an intentional and a savored gift to myself. It could be something that I have planned for. Maybe I've got company set aside, or I've got a certain thing that I'm really looking forward to watching. Maybe this is alone time. Maybe I'm really engaging with myself in this moment. It could be in honor of a desire to spend time alone or with a partner. Or watching TV, excuse me, horse's teeth in today. Watching TV could be what happens by default when you walk through the door. It could be the thing that you just automatically put on to have noise in the background, maybe to distract you from your day. Perhaps it's something that is used to avoid a truth that you don't want to face, or perceived conflict. Maybe it's put on to fill a silence between you and another human when you don't want to have an awkward conversation, or an awkward moment, or awkward silence. In both of these scenarios, in both sides of these scenarios, one where you do a behavior with intention, and another where it's like a sort of a default, it's a stopgap, it's a placeholder, it's a numb or an avoidance or a distraction from life, even though the behavior is the same, the motivation isn't. So, of course, the impact isn't the same either. But when you add aligned intention to behavior, the impact of that behavior is quantum. And the acts don't have to be huge. It could be 20 seconds that you spend washing your hands. I hope you spend longer washing your hands. 2 happy birthdays, right? Or it could be, let's say, 20 seconds as you're refilling a glass of water. Those moments where you can engage with the world, engage with being right here, right now. You can habituate the pleasure of this. You can intend to do that in small moments. Because just as stress, excessive stress that becomes toxic, can be cumulative, it can build up and up and up, so can these restorative moments add up to secure you in resilience and in peace and in self-honoring, in caring for yourself. In these micro moments, adding intention creates this quantum impact, an impact that is so much larger than the little itty bit of time that it takes. Huge safety can be built in the act of knowing yourself and honoring yourself in a multitude of tiny little ways. So I'd love to offer, if you can see these moments like this and begin to pop them in your self-love and safety piggy bank. You get to store these up. I offer that you begin intending to find those moments. And I'm curious how this helps you, how this helps you see rest as a gift, as something that has this quantum impact on the measure of safety that you can create for yourself in your world every single